That was one of the most entertaining games I think we've played here. That was it was just so exciting, start to finish. The crowd was unbelievable. Definitely contributed to the win. I think every possession was at about as high a level of intensity, and we were full speed ahead the whole game. I didn't know if we were going to run out of gas. I thought we were looking a little bit tired by the time halftime came, but boy, we found the adrenaline in the second half, and really, really pleased. That is Kentucky is a great basketball team. I mean, they are terrific defensively. They can score a lot of points. They play hard. That's a really great team we just beat.
You talk about that 11-0 run late, and especially Skyler's three with 3:35 left, give you the 6-point lead.
Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin. I thought the three was huge, and then to come up with the steal after it. You know, I think that was a momentum killer for them. So it was just such a huge play for us, and you know, when she let it go, I just thought to myself, it's in. I didn't see the trajectory of the ball or anything. I just knew she was going to will it in. It was going to go, and it did. And she proved what a great player she is. But I thought Kayla and Natalie really stepped up and were tremendous offensively. They really played well. Kayla did a nice job handling the ball. We had worked on some of that over the past couple of days, thinking they were going to try to take Skyler away. And K-Mac really did a great job with that.
What kicked in on that 11-0 run?
You know, I think mainly we got a couple stops. You know, I think Frederica may have been in a little bit in that stretch and kind of got things at a little bit of a crazy pace defensively. If it could possibly get any higher of a pace, I think Fred made it happen. So, you know, I think we got a couple of stops and we got some easy layups. You know, that was I think when we were finding these guys open in transition.
How far away that shot that Skyler hit in three-pointer, how far was that away from the shot she missed last year against Connecticut, and you know, it went in this year? How different is that, you know, the difference a year makes?
Well, I mean, she had a really clean look today. I thought it was a nice driving kick. They got the ball to her. She was set. She was ready. You know, I thought that was a good shot last year too, but you know, I think she'll make that one again.
Coach, you mentioned the atmosphere and everything. When you look at the Baylor game, they pulled away. The Duke game, maybe the crowd wasn't as large for that atmosphere. Was this that complete, you know, big game atmosphere in terms of how tight it was and everything to kind of gauge where this team's at?
Absolutely. I think that was definitely an NCAA tournament atmosphere for that game. The crowd was spectacular, and we were feeding off the crowd. That definitely helped us, and that's what we want to see. You know, that's the kind of basketball we want to play, and when the crowd gets into it, just makes it that much more fun.
You had most of your turnovers in the second half. What were you guys doing differently in the second that you keep controlling the ball a little better?
Yeah, in the first half, we really were sloppy. You know, we turned it over 15 times. They got 15 points. And I thought that we were kind of dribbling into the trap. We were picking up our dribble. We were pretty much doing everything we said, let's not do this. And so then in the second half, I mean, at halftime we talked about it again and said, no, really, let's do this instead of what we were doing. And so I thought we settled down a little bit more. We found the open person a little bit more. We still made a couple of mistakes, but their pressure is tremendous, and they force us into, you know, 22 turnovers is probably below their average, but it's a lot over our average.
You also kind of turned around the second chance points. Can you talk a little bit about what you did there?
Yeah, I was disappointed in the first half. I mean, they had points off turnovers, second chance points, and then we went to the glass a little bit better. I thought in the second half we had a much better effort, I thought, to rebound.
Devereaux seemed a little fired up, especially with after the block on Samari. That was
She was playing with a lot of passion today, and she always does play with a lot of passion. I think she really wanted to win that game. I think there were some things that were said, and she really wanted to respond to it, and she did. I mean, a double-double. You know, I think she did everything she could to help us win.
Skyler, can you talk about that, the atmosphere, the big game feel, the close game, and just all that Coach was mentioning?
I thought it was great. I mean, to come in here and have a sellout crowd, thought they were the tool to getting us going on those runs, and you know, they never sat down, and you know, we respond to that. And you know, I thought that this was a great game to play, and like Coach said, it simulated somewhat of a Elite Eight Final Four atmosphere.
The three that you took in the corner, was it drawn up exactly that way? And
I think that was exactly like against the rules. was it
was a driving kick.
No, okay, it was a driving kick. All right, but I was set, and I knew it was going in. I was confident. I shot it with confidence, and I mean, it was a great pass. So
at that point, could you feel that Kentucky's momentum start to slide?
definitely, I think that we were starting to realize our sense of urgency was greater, and we started to realize that we had to put them away because this is a team that's very relentless, and they're not going to give up. So we had to really kick it in.
Skylar, you mentioned that. Did this feel like one of those games, even when you guys would make a run to go up by 9, that it was like, this is the most unsafe 9-point lead ever?
Exactly. Like, I mean, we were up 9 a couple times, and like I said, Kentucky's not going to give up, and we know that from the film, watching them play. I mean, they're just a team that's in great shape, and they have such a deep bench, and everyone comes off and gives the same energy and intensity on defense. They're going to press you 40 minutes. So we had to just make sure that, you know, later in the game, Coach was telling us about like time management. Like we were rushing a lot, and that was due to their pressure. But towards the end, we really tried to execute, and we made some good baskets.
You guys have now played several games like this against high-ranked opponents, close games. What did you learn about yourselves today that maybe you didn't know before?
I think our coming of age. I think we're growing. We're getting better every day, and I think that's really from us challenging each other more in practice. I think we stepped up the intensity in practice. Really just getting after, beating each other up, and you know, simulating like it would be in the game. And when you make practice hard, you know, harder than the games, you know, then it becomes easier once you actually get into the atmosphere.
I know you guys were talking about this week about the loss to Kentucky last year. Are you farther along than you were last year at this point when you played them last year?
I feel like we are, but at the same time, I feel like we still have a lot that we need to learn. And Coach said it earlier, like our defense took a shot today, but that's something we're going to keep getting better at. And you got to understand, like a team like Kentucky, they're going to challenge you on that and expose us on some stuff that we still need to work on. But I thought it was a great win for us against a really, really good team.
Natalie, when they went up by a point, when Kentucky went up by a point late in the game, and you guys went on that 11-0 run, in the past, other teams would kind of buckle after Kentucky would grab a lead like that. What changed for you guys? What did you feel like kicked in for you?
I think that shows our experience. We went to the national championship game last year, and I think that whole run helped us in big games, big atmosphere, and in this kind of environment. So I think just learning through that, and then also just these big games that we've been playing, and to come home to in a home atmosphere, it was just, I don't know, our experience with helped us.
How important was this game for you?
It was a great win. I mean, I told them winning. I thanked every one of them, and I was just really happy to get that win and bring it back. A little revenge.
Kayla, it seems you were totally confident going coast to coast regularly. Is this the kind of game that really suits your ability?
I think in a couple ways it does, and in a couple ways it's helping me grow as a player. I mean, being out last year and not being able to play in those big game environments as much, I'm still kind of learning. But I think this game really helped me in being confident, bringing the ball up when Skylar's being double teamed, and getting that confidence back to bring the ball up the court.
You seem more confident in chaos than in the actual flow of the game. When there was chaos out there, you looked at home.
Yeah, I mean, I think that comes from feeding off my teammates and my coaches. I mean, they give me a lot of confidence, and having older players look up to like Natalie and Skylar, it's a lot easier to play within myself.
Natalie and Caleb, when Skylar made the breakthrough, what were you guys thinking as you saw the ball going, and could you feel Kentucky kind of go a little deflated at that point?
I think, absolutely. It was compromised with her steal right after it, and I think we knew we just had to lay the hammer down, and it's hard to come back after when it goes in, especially.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think it was just a momentum thing. The crowd started going crazy. It just kind of gave us that extra push that we needed to finish out the game.
Can you talk about Skylar's passing today?
Skylar's always amazing at passing. I think it's just her just playing her game. I think she does the same things in practice, and it's just something that comes naturally to her. And it's great playing with her because she sees everybody on the court, and it's something it's hard to find in a lot of places.
Skylar, you had 6 turnovers against Kentucky last year and only 3 this time. You played 37 minutes. And, how has your game kind of evolved since maybe this time last year?
We played them early in the year, moving to a new position. I think that we kind of use that film a lot to learn from, and just continue to grow as a point guard, continuing watching film with Coach, and Coach Ivy, and getting in the gym every day. And then you got defenders like for Derica that guard you in practice, and I think she's really been a key in helping me get better. Like a lot of times she guards me in practice, and that helps with me protecting the ball. And then it's just a personal thing, like a pride thing. Like I'm sick of turning the ball over, so I told Coach I'll do a better job of taking care of it.
Why did that shot go in this time and it didn't last year?
I threw it up against UConn. I mean, I don't think I was set, but I don't know. It's just different. It was different. I was set, like Coach said. I was ready to shoot, and I was confident in my shot. I mean, last year it was just a desperation heave.
Coach, I'm gonna butcher the last name, but the other Natalie, yeah, thank you. In the second half, she really made some big plays for you guys. Could you maybe talk about her a little bit?
She did. She played really valuable minutes for us. A couple of block shots early, and then a couple of offensive rebound putbacks at a critical time. You know, when we had missed a layup and she came down and put it in. I thought she made some huge plays, and then getting the charge late in the game, I thought that kind of sealed it too. So I'm really pleased with her performance today.
Going back to that three, you said it was against the rules. Taking it that early in the shot
Actually,
clock.
I just wasn't first. It was actually.
But taking it that early in the shot clock, was that look just too good to pass up?
I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. I just shot it. I knew it was going in. I was confident, and like I said, it was a good pass. I was set. I was just ready. I was in the flow, and I saw him coming. I just put it up. It wasn't like we didn't draw it out like that. We just played off each other.
You just can't pass up a look like that.
I just thought it was going in, so I shot it, and I told Coach, I was like, oh, I don't really know what that, but I mean, and then I saw her running to get the ball. I had a perfect angle right across the lane. I'm just trying to make plays towards the end of the game and trying to give us some momentum thing. We were going back and forth trading baskets for a while. We said in the huddle that we need to finish the game strong, and just trying to give us some momentum.
With their aggressiveness, they obviously got some foul trouble, and you guys were kind of teetering on the edge, but you managed to not lose players. How big of a deal was that down the stretch too?
Yeah, I think losing losing Natalie and Deb for a big chunk of the second half was difficult. And Deb played 27 minutes, which is pretty good for her. She played almost 5 minutes without fouling out, so that was good. But it's we don't have great depth. I think we've got 7 or 8 really good players, and so it was really important for us to be able to sub and rest other people to have these guys not in foul trouble. So we were able to use the bench a little bit, but key to have them on the floor. I mean, that was a huge key to get Natalie back in the game, under 7, and Devereaux as well, because they both made big plays.
Kentucky goes ahead by a point. You guys answer with an 11-0 run. Given what also you did against Duke, can you talk a little bit about the character of this team and your mental toughness?
I think we just had more of a sense of urgency, and this team obviously wants to win. We're very competitive, so sometimes we fix it within each other. Aside from coach, we try to really make sure we're talking to each other, and we said it. We're being soft, and they're doing whatever they want to do. And I think, like I said, the pride thing kicked in, competitiveness. All these girls are competitive and want to win, and I think that just kicked in. And this was such a big game for us personally because we lost last year, and we're at home. It's a very good team, so all those things come into play. We wanted our revenge.
Is their style of pressure unique, or is it similar to UConn or Rutgers?
Very similar to Rutgers, yeah. The full court man-to-man, constant pressure. We were able to get it long quite a bit. And I thought that was a big key for us to throw it over. You could say that we faced it before against Rutgers, and that helped us. And also, we watched last year's final game and looked at that pressure and how we got the ball in against that, and used that as well.
Any last questions?